Everything's falling apart just a teensy bit. Not too bad. Nothing too bad. Welcome in when you guys get in, of course. I still have to do some things to get ready, but all in all, I think we're gonna be fine. um, but welcome in when y'all get in. Um, we're gonna jump into this reading. Um, I was gonna do something else, but I don't know. I don't feel up to it just yet. I might record just a video and upload it that way. For any type of second healing, just because I want to do like a whole like setup thing for it, and I want to have an actual area to record before I do that. Have a whole like camera thing and whatnot, so I'm not just sitting on the bed. But welcome in when y'all get in. What's going on? There's so many like tiny strands going everywhere, but welcome in. Um, let's go see what this Lion Gate's all about real quick. We're gonna really find out what this Lion Gate. I don't know how to word it, but I want to say what this Lion Gate is almost expecting of you. In the sense of the energy that's around you, the energy that you've been embodying more on it. Why is my phone just not charging? Okay, whatever. But more on like how the energy around you is acting towards you, and acting inside of you, just around you. It's just hard to explain because it's like the energy that you're getting is more of inspiration than any sort of um, plans, is how it's coming out. Like how I've been feeling it. And it's interesting that the short I did earlier was when I did the shuffle for that, it was the Emperor then the Tower, and now it's the Tower then the Emperor. So this is definitely talking about having a great fall then getting back up again. Yeah, this is definitely, because with the Tower, the Emperor, the Eight of Swords, the King of Cups, the Page of Swords, the Five of Wands, this is you getting knocked down because you weren't listening to yourself. You weren't listening to how you felt. You were allowing your thoughts to create emotions, because that's what your thoughts do. Your thoughts will create emotions. And then your emotions will create that feeling, because all emotions is energy and motion. But with the Page of Swords, Five of Wands, you're really walking your own path again. You've come out of this Eight of Swords energy where all these thoughts were binding you up, and you kind of realize that now with this King of Cups coming out. I really want to say redemption, like a redemption arc almost is coming up for you in some sort of way. But it's where you're actually going to be listening to your emotions. You're gonna like you're not really, well, I could say master for a few, but you're gonna understand how to speak the energy of that, to speak the language of your feelings, because feelings are a different language that we aren't really familiar with. But this is a lot to do. This has a lot to do with really balancing out your emotions by letting them, not emotions, excuse me, I got something emotions, balancing out your feelings so that they're not turning into emotions. And my phone keeps going from like 19 to 20%, then back down to 19. So this is definitely, there is a fear almost. There is definitely a fear of going forward. There's like, I want to do this, I want to do that. And then you start off with it. And then when you start off with it with the Page of Swords, you're met with this conflict. With the Five of Wands, you're met with all these energies around you, and maybe, and inside of you, maybe around you, that's telling you not to do it. With Saturn, it's like, oh, you don't have enough time to do this, and Saturn's the one in the red. And it's not really a card where everyone's attacking. The Five of Wands is signifying you going the other way. You are the one in the blue. In tarot, if there's multiple people, the color that grabs your attention the most, which would be the red and the blue, are the ones to signify the important parts. The one in the red is wearing I forgot what kind of hat that's called. I have it in my notes. Let me get my notes out real quick so I can get you the name of this hat. So we can really break this card down for you all. 5 wands. Yeah, it's wearing a knave. It's this dude, the one in the scarlet's wearing a knave, which is kind of like a troublemaker hat. You know, I looking at like old TV shows. I don't think like what back in the 70s, 80s, I think, or something. They'd wear those, or like in New York or somewhere. But it's like known as like a troublemaker hat almost. That's Saturn, and Saturn is the father, the time. Anything that's made within time will devour by time. Saturn is your opposing force, and this is within, I believe, Leo, right? If I'm not mistaken. Yes, it is. It is in Leo. This is this is Saturn in Leo. Thank you. This is a Saturn in Leo card. So with Leo being the major sign, it's the adult fire, it's the adult flame. You know what to do, but now Saturn's trying to fight you against it, and it's fighting you with internalized and sometimes even externally. Maybe you're going down your own path, but things on the outside aren't seeming good. And this is this turnaround point that you keep turning around at. It's like you're going for this plan, you're going for it strongly, and then a small hiccup happens. Or like, let's say you run a business and then your business numbers start plummeting because you start doing something that you feel more called to do. This is the time around this point where in the past you would succumb to this emotion of going down the wrong path and not seeing that you need to lose the weight, you need to lose some of that dead weight so you can be pushed forward. Not saying anything's dead weight, let's not, take that personally or anything, please. But you need to lose before you can gain, and that's what this energy is showing you. And Saturn's trying to show you that over time, the things that you built over time that aren't resonating with who you are now are going to fall off. They're no longer going to be in your energetic frequency anymore. They're going to be in a lower vibration than you, and that's not to say that they're bad, but you're raising your vibration, so they are going to be seen not as as lower by the universe, by Saturn, because of time. And that's perfectly fine. We all have our own time to sprout. We're all flowers. We all sprout at different times. But that's a challenge for you to overcome, where you almost become attached to the materialistic side of things, of looking at the numbers or looking at how good something's doing, or like the monetization or some sort of income, or just anything relating to the physical realm that's keeping you from going further on. But there's a need to really push forward with this, especially with the Five of Wands, because you have everything you need, and it's Saturn's only battling you because it's a battle within yourself, where you haven't been able to take this next step as bravely as you've wanted to in the past. But over these lessons of coming up and then falling back down and coming up and falling back down, especially with the Tower being the first card, you keep falling because you're listening to your thoughts, and your thoughts are creating these emotions rather than listening to your intuitive feelings and allowing your feelings to guide you in this. And this is definitely a warning of the divine, saying that this cycle is coming up, especially with this Lionsgate. We have like what, 6-7 planets in retrograde right now. So this is a lot of lessons hitting you at once. This is a lot of lessons hitting everyone at once, whether they're aware of it or not. So this is just another fish in the barrel for you that you're really going to have to pay attention to and hear out. But with this new understanding of how your feelings are, and maybe even just digging more into the mental side of what spirituality really is, rather than focusing on the spirit, because in spirituality we have the duality of being a spiritual being having a human experience. So we can't cancel out the thinking parts, the mentality part. We can't cancel that out and be fully spiritual, because that isn't why we're here. We can't do that here. That's not why we're here, is to act like everything's hunky-dory and to be spirit. And it's not a bad thing either, but there comes a time on everyone's path, and if it's not your path, if it's not your time, it's not your time. It's okay. It's not destined for some people this lifetime, but for the ones that are destined to learn more, to get deeper in it, to become more of a mystic in the field rather than a spiritual warrior, which a lot of us have graduated from that spiritual warrior path of going through the hazing of the black magic and learning what magic is and learning our own magic and getting all these protections and all these things. That's a phase of spirituality. There's a whole other phase waiting for you. These are levels that we grow through, And every time we level up, it's just more and more honor for us. Though it feels like wars and scars and wounds on us, it's really honor in the spiritual realm, because it shows you how much you've overcame and how much you're willing to overcome, how much you're willing not necessarily to fight, but to adapt to these new ways of being. Um, and it's you're coming into this like mystic era energy where you're really like seeing the parts of spirituality that many ignore out of the fear of maybe losing some sort of protection or losing some sort of gifts. But that's not the case. Those gifts are always with you, they're always around you, they're always there to support you when you need. But there's a time, again, like in life even too, where you need the training wheels off, where you need to walk forward. You know, your training wheels have been on for a minute and some of us are ready to lose them, and this is what this Lionsgate's gonna pick up. um this is really what's really picking up, is really trusting your intuition more. You know what it is, you understand how it, not fully how it comes, because if we fully understood, we wouldn't um be going through all the trials and tribulations, you know. And that's just the truth. If we had full reign of our how to work with our intuition and to how to fully trust it, we would not have any struggle at all in life. And it comes from not only an internal, but it would be also an external as well. um and also to remember that there is a materialistic gain that comes with the spiritual path. There is, but that's not the main focus. The main focus is spiritual. It's a spirituality thing, you know. um but this warfare that you've been going in within yourself, where you've honestly been fighting yourself at this time, this isolation period has just been you fighting you getting over certain things, certain hurdles in yourself, to release these bonds that you've put on yourself, these curses and hexes that you've put on yourself. And it's time to really show forth and show, not even just show yourself, but so to show Saturn that you're ready. And Saturn's even in retrograde, which is really funny. And this is why things have been so difficult on you. It's literally because Saturn's fucking testing you, unlike anything else. Saturn's like, you wanna do this? Let's see if you wanna do this. And it's not like you don't want to do it, and it's not like you can't do it. You can, but it's one of those things where you haven't had this type of an experience. It's just new, and it's perfectly fine. But there's something from the past experience that you've had, maybe last year, maybe last retrograde, maybe last Lionsgate, that you went through, that is going to come back, not as the same thing, but in a similar way, I should say. And it's going to put you through that same test that you had to go through yourself. But it's going to be an internal test to see if you can push forward, to see if you're able, not, I don't want to say that, to see if you're willing to go through. Yeah, and the Five of Wands as well. This is all about seeing things on the physical realm, leaving things alone. Um, that's so interesting. The Five of Wands to the Five of Swords comes out. And it really could be leaving past behind old, like, thought patterns, speech, the way you talk. Maybe even that's changing right now too. The people you talk to as well, the way people are talking about you. Like, this is a complete overall change, because you've made the change within yourself, and you're about to really see the work that you've done on yourself expand outwards. Maybe more people have been reaching out to you. Maybe you have like a social media platform and more people are reacting to it, or you're getting more views or whatever, attracting new energy. Regardless, the work you're putting on yourself is showing on the physical. And now it's one of those things. It could even be a thing where, like, now that you have all these new people and energies around you, are you wanting to try and fit in with them? Or are you still wanting to stay on this path of being a leader? The Five of Wands is all about being a leader, and it's Saturn testing you if you're going to be a leader. That's the Leo energy. And leaders don't gather a group of people, then lead. Leaders lead and then attract that group and continue to lead and continue to help clear the path in front. And that's what you're doing for a lot of people on the spiritual, even on the physical. You're giving them something to look at in a positive way, something that they didn't want to believe in, or something that they weren't awakened to. They're becoming more like, it's becoming more aware. And thank you for the donation. Thank you so much. It means the world. Um, but this is what's popping up. This is this energy that's ramping up. This is why it feels almost like anxiety for some of you, because it's literally new people looking at you. People with higher vibrations are looking at you, and it's causing stress, and it's making you want to deter from it. But it's only showing you like you have people who really, I don't want to say depend on you, but they're waiting to see what's going to happen next, because they already see this transformation happening. It's literally like walking up to a cocoon. You know for a fact that whatever is in that cocoon, whatever, caterpillar is in it, is going to emerge into a beautiful butterfly and take off somewhere new. You know that, but that caterpillar doesn't know a damn thing. It's stressing, it's molding, it's really ripping itself apart and forming into something new inside. And the whole time it's asleep. In that sleep state, and that's where you're at right now. You just have people looking at you. You're in your, not in your head, but you're in your feelings, and you're seeing where your feelings are leading you. And I'm really seeing the Hermit card heavily right now. I don't know if it's gonna come out, but I am seeing the Hermit card. I'm feeling it too. But it's the energy of really just drawing things up out from underneath. Yeah, to the Ten of Pentacles. I'm telling you, this is something that's about to come on the physical. This is something that people see already that you just don't. Notice how there's two of everything. There's a child sitting there, there's two dogs, there's two women, but there's one masculine, there's one king, and that king is you, the King of Pentacles is there. And you don't even see it. All you're doing is petting that dog. You're keeping that dog calm. You're now allowing your thoughts to soothe your thoughts. You have almost counter thoughts, if that makes sense. These thoughts are creating emotions, and you're using your feelings to soothe them, but you're thinking of these feelings. You're like, no, this isn't, I'm stressed out, and that's perfectly fine. I'm not going to allow this stress to push me over the ledge. This stress is because I'm in a new environment. All I have to do is really feel my way through this, and I'll be fine. Like, you're soothing yourself through this in a whole new way, and everyone else sees this but you. You might even feel like you're coming off harsh or rude, but it's one of those things where you just haven't had a voice. And now that you're using that voice, not only to others, but for yourself, it's that power in your voice that you're feeling. And it's not rude that you're feeling. It's how much effect you have on this realm, speaking, using your throat. That's why so many people didn't want you to speak. That's why you've been alone so much, is to like balance out this throat so that your thoughts weren't creating these emotions to make you speak so rashly. It's passion. It's what mysticism's all about, is this passion for the unknown, for digging deeper, and that's what you've been doing. So don't think that you're speaking angrily towards people or with any sort of, unless you are. Now, if you are, then you need to tone that down a little bit. Don't be so mad. It's understandable if that emotion comes up, but acknowledge it before you hit send. Acknowledge it and be like, I feel this way, but I'm going to respond this way, because I'm not going to let my emotions take over who I am, because I am not that emotion. I am my feelings that come first. And you just get caught in the moment, and your thoughts, boom, click that emotion, and you're starting to rewire that and break that down and be like, I'm not this, I'm actually that. And it's just beautiful energy of just how powerful you are that you're seeing. And people just want to poke that. Like, especially in this Mercury energy where it's in retrograde, people want to poke that. People know that you can snap on people. Like, listen, they don't want, like, you have this Leo energy. You're very feisty, you're very fiery. Like, you have a lot more control over people than you would think. And that also might be uncomfortable because you're used to not having much control at all, but you deserve to have a spotlight. And it's not because of, I've worked so hard on myself. No, this is like a destiny thing where you deserve to be outspoken. You deserve to have your voice heard. I even just heard you've been patient enough. It's like this emerging is going to be big and boastful for you. It's going to be something that not even you might not even be fully aware or like ready, like fully ready for it, but it's something you're going to have to step into, because this character that you are, you might not be ready for things, but you're the person to just take a deep breath and go, fuck it, we're doing it, and when it's done, it's done. And that's this energy that's about to come out, and you're really about to shock yourself and shock a lot of other people with it too. No matter how big or small the step may seem for you, it's something that a lot of people did not expect you to take, especially after this hazing period you went through of being under attack for so long, like that would turn anyone fucking sour. Listen, it might have even turned you sour while in the midst of it. Like, let's just be real, we're humans, we're not fucking perfect, you know? So you've overcome so much, and you've proven how resilient you are and how worthy you are in the spiritual realm, and even on the materialistic realm too, which still gets on people's nerves. But what can they do? They've already seen you be put through the most. So what the fuck could they do? Nothing. That it can't beat them, join them is the energy these people are in. Which is why this, I feel like, again, that's why this Five of Wands is out, because I'm focusing on it so hard, because it's something about people fighting you, or people playing in your face and trying to make you act out a certain way because you know that you belong in a certain group, but they're keeping you out for some reason. And it's just, you're not being snooty about it, you're not yelling at these people, but you're staying on your own path, and you're speaking your own truth very loudly and very validly. Is that it? I think that's how you say it. I don't know, it doesn't matter. But you're very just, you're in your element. And I just love it, because this Five of Wands is just, the conflict is like, the conflict has nothing to really, like, it has to do with your internal you, but then you got people on the outside of you who are like conflicted themselves. Confirmation with that click. They are conflicted internally, and they're like, I don't even know like what to do. Like, we excluded them from being around us, and they still don't want to be around us. You know, we seen how they were working on themselves, and we seen like how beautiful they were, but we're still operating off of the cycle that they're trying to break, and they're getting over it. You have better opportunities than them, and they're shocked by it almost. You know, you're cutting out bad company that used to keep you stuck in these cycles, because they played off this energy of, oh, don't leave me behind. I'll be so mad if you left me. Well, then be mad, because you're mad at yourself. And you don't have to take that energy, collective. You don't have to. You don't have to take the anger. That's not your anger to feel. You have this Ten of Pentacles where everyone sees how vibrant and beautiful you are and where you're going to go. And it's like they play on your own emotions, and only you can allow them to play on those emotions. They'll just look weird playing those games. You know, these weird ass projection things. And you know this already, and you've already gone through it, and all these stupid dilemmas that you've had to deal with from your own self. And I say stupid not in the sense of calling you stupid, but at the end of the day, it's like, why do I even have to go through these things? Like, it just doesn't make much sense, but I understand that's why I'm here to learn, like, those emotions there. But you know where you can be, and it's about time that you actually get there. People want to like put out your fire. Like, there's not even the Five of Cups. The Five of Cups isn't even out. It went straight from the Wands to the Swords. So these are people who straight up get the inspiration to tag you along, or this is you getting the inspiration yourself, and immediately with the Five of Swords, jumping, like skipping the feeling part. They're like, no, it's not. We don't need them. Like, they don't know much, or they're too old, they're too younger. Like, they don't know what we know. Who gives a fuck? Like, that's the energy these people are in. But then here's you in the Ten of Pentacles, like this vibrant, beautiful energy. You're seeing it. Like, it's not something that's like, I don't know. You're gonna see you're seeing a weird projection almost, and I am too in this reading. It's really getting weird, where these people seeing how you almost ignored how great you were to help other people and to be the benefit of others, and now they're doing that to themselves, but trying to do it to you, and it's not working. And it's all because you've mastered this side of yourself. You've mastered this emotional state. Yeah, the Four of Cups is here. Now that's interesting. Instead of the Five of Cups, you have the Four. So this is about choosing a different path. You definitely have some sort of new feeling. The divine has put a new feeling on you, and it might be a bit rambunctious, you know, taking a gander that you haven't took before, and you're sitting here, and it's like, this is the time for you to choose. Okay, This is your choice. This is a spiritual choice. Thank you, Spirit. This is a spiritual choice. To go with your intuition or to go with what would feel up things for the physical realm. And it's really, you need to make the choice that was laid on you first. If you really want to jump to your destiny, you need to take this feeling, this genuine divine pyre, straight pure essence of the divine feeling that you have, and run with it. And it's some of you might not even know how to get to that feeling, but it's not the loud thought that comes after. It's the first initial hit when you're presented with an idea. You don't get ideas, you're presented with an idea. So let's say, oh my god, let's see. So this pink like tie thing is an idea. It exists, and whether you feel good or bad about it, that is you taking the idea, which is this, and attaching something to it, attaching a feeling, attaching a color, a message, or whatever to it. That's what you do with ideas. And this idea that you have, that was sent to you pure without any attachments, resides in you still at its purest form. And there's a need to detach and maybe just do some deep introspection, meditation on this as well, because there's a lot of conflict that you're aware of that's kind of persuading you to go one way or another. You might want to do something out of spite, but not completely out of spite, but there's a little bit of spite in there that might mess you up in the future. There's something about keeping on this path of being pure. But this is all your choice. This is your spiritual test. This is almost like a spiritual awakening too, because you see where you're about to go. You see what you deserve. You see what you can get. But now it's like, do you want to do this that you really feel inspired to do? Inspiration in spirit ion, with the energy of spirit? Or do you want to take the Three of Cups route and go with what your thoughts are telling you? And this is what this decision's all about at this time. Especially with this, just all these things are coming back at you, and it's like, it might be hitting you hard, it might be hitting you soft, I don't know, but there's, okay, you all want to pop out because you guys are going crazy. Hold on. I don't know why you all want to come out so bad. Oh shit. Okay, we have the Seven of Pentacles, the Two of Wands, and the World. There's a need to pause though. Look around, not at how things look. Don't look around and be like, oh, my living situation's horrible. Look around at the effort that you've put into yourself. Look at how you talk to yourself. Look at the people around you. And if you're in this isolation period, look at how you're talking to yourself. The Seven of Pentacles is all about resting, taking a break, and looking at your efforts that you've put in. And with the Two of Wands coming out as well, and it was funny because I made a little video about the Two of Wands and the Three of Wands, a little short. But the wand is in the left hand, and the wand that's bolted to the wall is the energy, the idea of the world, and you're holding on to the wand that is the idea of spirituality, and you're holding it with your left, and the globe is in your right. You're allowing the spirituality. You're grasping it. You're in the world, but you're going through it spiritually. And you really need to sacrifice your thought consciousness at this time. However, your thinking might make you feel bad about doing this. You're scared. There's a need to really toss it out the window because the world is backing that up. And this is all about a mastery. This is you being aware. This is you knowing. We have Leo, Scorpio. Well, hold on. We got Leo, Scorpio, Aquarius, and Capricorn. Or Taurus. No. Is it Capricorn or Taurus? I can't remember. I'll remember one day. But I know the first three off the bat. And it's the Lion, the Phoenix, the Man, and the... I don't fucking I think it's a bull. It might be a ram. Excuse me on that one. I'm still learning here. But mother's ready to give you the wand. She sees you. This is your test. This is literally your test. This is straight up the final step before you either go through this portal or not. Regardless, we're going through the portal, but where you end up on the side that you desire to be on, or the desire that you um, end up with, which would be fate, based off of thought consciousness. Because when you think about something for too much, then it becomes fate. But listening to this um, intuition, this feeling that you have, it brings upon destiny. The divine gives you destiny. That first initial spark of, oh, let me do this. That's the destiny. This overthinking is what leads you to fate, which is why you feel like it's fated. That's why sometimes you might feel like these downfalls are destiny. I mean, sometimes they are, but not all the time. We have a choice, a conscious choice 24/7 that we're not aware of because of our thought consciousness taking over. But this is all about it's all about beauty. And it's really like, God, this is just beautiful energy because you're really like, you know how to get through this. And you've been working on it. Even if you've been doing it for a short time, and it's like, I'm not even sure how to fully, listen to my intuition just yet, or I'm not really sure like where my intuition's trying to lead me right now. It's something about you not even needing to do much. There's just a need to rest and to look around at this time. Look before you move. Pay attention to the spiritual side, not the physical. Because this is that test. This is that big test that everyone's been waiting for. To either like go through this portal, to live this spiritually abundant life, to really see how spirit can come through on a major way. This could be even like a big breakout for you, and like for the new ones on the journey, it's like your first breakout energy. But for the ones that's been on it for a while, this is something that you've been working for a while, for a fat minute, that you're really about to get. And it's because you've actually done these phases, and you might not be aware of it, but you've done them, which is why that's why the world came out not to cheer you just yet, because the mother's waiting for you to complete this last test. She has both of the candles in her hands because she can't just hand you it yet, but this is the signifier that all is well, and that this cycle that you're going through, this is the ending part of it. This is the end of the wormhole that you're able to crawl out of and see a new side of. Here it is. But the lovers, again, the divine union within yourself, your thought consciousness, your thought consciousness listening to your emotions, but letting your thought consciousness, listening to your feelings and not your emotions, listening to your feelings, and really just allowing your feelings to guide. Your thoughts are going to be a servant to your feelings, which is how it's supposed to be. Not your thoughts overruling your feelings and then creating emotions. It's your feelings overruling your thoughts. Like, how do I feel about this? I'm not over emotional. I'm not jumping off the walls. I'm just sitting and I'm thinking and I'm feeling this energy that's around me, and I'm feeling the situation out, so that I'm able to make the right moves. And then you're at this point of like enlightenment. There's something about an internal calmness that you might even be experiencing. Like you're not thinking as much, or you're not really having as many emotional outbursts or something, but there's a calming of the energy that's happening, like the reactive energy, I should say. But you're internalizing. It's all becoming potential energy, which is beautiful. And you might not have even noticed it fully, but like, it's something about things are slowing down internally, and that's allowing time itself to really reel things in for you, and show you these new avenues that you can jump down and be in. Well, there's the chariot. There's the chariot. So doing this, allowing your feelings to guide you, is 100% guaranteed you the driver's license to take this next step and to launch off. Like, It's right there. I didn't even expect you to come out. And again, with the lovers, you have the feminine. I mean, the feminine here in the black and the masculine on the white. And the reason why the masculine is white and the feminine is black is because black represents the shadow and the white represents the light. And what's lit up is your thoughts, is your rational thinking, is your thought consciousness. Thank you, thought consciousness energy, or you're thinking all the time and it's very like known to you, but your emotions that are hid away, they're balanced out, they're working together. Notice even the headdresses on the sphinxes, and the sphinx is a spiritual horse. um that is a spiritual enlightenment horse. This is moving forward spiritually and not moving forward with spiritual power helping you. This is you using your own spiritual power to move forward, not the assistance of the divine. This is you harvesting that divine energy and moving forward. And there you are with one of the candles, wrong side. There's you with the candle holding it, holding the same one that mother's giving to you. That's why she has two, one for herself, the overall power, and one to give to you when you're ready for the driver's license. And this is all about, this union's gonna make you ready for that driver's license, because you're really gonna see how that works out. And with the Four of Cups even pointing out right now, again, this could be something that you were heavily meditating on for a while and really thinking about, like, what am I going to do? What's my next step going to be? What do I feel most comfortable with? And this has really been like an internal debate that you've gone through and you've ended up balancing out, which is why you're able to move forward so smoothly. Um, and again, I am just picking up this destiny energy. There is a bit of fate that comes along, because it's fated for you to have some of these yeah, thoughts that go against, and it's fated for you to have this Five of Wands to fight against the system. That's always part of fate. Before you hit, before you get on the right path, you can either go down the path of fate or down the path of destiny, but you always have to look at it in both ways. What you obviously have with the Ten of Pentacles and the Five of Wands is like you've seen both of them, but you see the spiritual first before you see the physical. And that's always how it is. You will always get the spiritual inclination, the spiritual idea, the spiritual message before you even get the physical one. That is how it is. That's the way the divine orients it. That's the way that's in divine perfection. And it's really like, what's about to happen. You know what to do, but you need to be able not only to trust in the divine, not only to trust into yourself, but trust in your intuition as well. And this is really showing that, like, you've done a lot of work to do that, and it's you're wanting this. It's not even that you're wanting it as like, oh, just give me this for fun. This is something that you're inspired to do. This isn't something that's like a light thing, like, oh yeah, I'll just go here randomly. No, this is like an inspirational thing. This is something that is like the divine needs you to do. This is part of your destiny that we're talking about. This isn't just like your run-of-the-mill small part destiny. This is like this first step on your path to destiny. This is like your first taste of what the divine has for you, the contract that you signed in the ethers for your destiny. This is that taste that you're about to get, and it's very, very important for you to be aware, and not just mentally aware, or physically aware, but emotionally aware, making sure your emotions are not really there, thinking with them more of a feeling, allowing your feelings to guide you and not emotions. This isn't a time to be in an emotional energy. This is a time to really sit down and to feel things out, using your sixth sense instead of the rest of the five. Yeah. And again, it's something about like a brand new start, pure, and moving forward with like divine power. There's the sun, and then the Six of Cups as well. You may have even been enlightened. You might have even really sat down and witnessed it go through. This is something that you actually sat down and with the Six of Cups, with your thoughts, with your thought consciousness, you sat down and really like coached yourself through it, because he's wearing the fool hat almost, whatever it's called. I forgot the actual name. The fool's hood. Thank you. Where you're really going back to how you feel and go, yeah, I messed up here. I did that pretty bad. I didn't really listen to how I felt. I went off of like a sporadic emotion that I had last second because of things, which is fine because that's who we are. We're humans. We're bound to make mistakes. That's perfectly fine. But I'm going back to myself. I'm going to ground myself. I'm going to say, hey, it's okay. I've made a mistake. Let me do this again. Because you know that the divine's not going to leave you. The divine's with you 24/7. You just have to be able to walk back and face them. There's no punishment involved. The karma happens just like that. You know, it's like, it's about you really needing to like look at it. And you are starting to. And this is all just beautiful energies. With the sun, you're seeing these things. You're actively going through it. You're remembering how much of a child you really are. It's like your first steps and you kept falling over and falling over again. And instead of just being like, fuck it, I'm not gonna walk anymore, I'm just gonna sit on the ground and not do anything, you're just like, fuck it, I'm gonna walk again, let me see if I can. Or like riding a bike, you kept falling over and you put your training wheels back on and you took them off and you're like, you know what, let me try it again. It's something about really allowing yourself to have more faith within yourself, within the things that the divine feeds you, so that you are able to move forward, which is just all beautiful. It's all a growing energy. The Two of Swords wanted to come out, but it fell right back in the deck. So it's something about you really seeing that about yourself. You're really seeing that, and it's like, you know what? I know that I'm like struggling with certain things, and I know that some things in the past are trying to come back to me, overthink about the situation, but it's not about that right now. What I'm worried about now is what's coming up in front of me. I can worry about the past at a different date because that past has nothing to do with this. You're seeing the chain reactions of all these emotions and all these thoughts and all these feelings, where they're coming from, and you're cutting them out. Especially with the Queen of Pentacles, you're seeing. I just heard Jack be nimble, Jack be quick. Jack knocked over the candlestick. So it's really talking about anxiety and jumping the gun and feeling like you're ready to run the show when you weren't ready to run it, but you were only feeling ready to run it because you were ready to get the fuck out of there and you really felt it, but you were running off with the feeling of escaping rather than the feeling of, hey, this is just a time for me to really sit down and focus on how I feel and instead of reacting. And this Queen of Pentacles, you really found this golden egg, I feel. Mother Goose energy. I don't know why I'm getting all these nursery rhymes. I love tarot so much. But you're getting this Queen of Pentacles energy where you're really seeing that nurturing yourself was the golden ticket. That really seeing that these things were the right thing for you. And that, you know, maybe this is even like you were listening to like, oh, you need to like fix these things. And you were like, I don't need to do that. But then you were tested by the divine, like, oh, you don't need to fix it. So then let's see if you are okay. And then it hit you like, oh, I see what you were talking about. I see what you're talking about now. And you're understanding more and more about these things. And it's like you turned it away because of like how you were conditioned. And then you're looking at it from a different view. And it's like, damn, you know what? Maybe I am not listening to myself. Maybe I just think I am because I'm listening to my thoughts. And my thoughts are way louder than how I feel. And just learning these things because we're not really taught all these things. We're not taught the difference between a thought and a feeling, and then a feeling and an emotion, and a thought and an emotion. We're not told how those things correlate or differentiate. We're not explained those things at all. We're just expected to just know them or to go around life blind. That's what, the majority, the higher classes want us to fucking do because they know all these things. But now we're starting to learn them. That's the divine awakening within all of us. And we're like, you know what? I actually don't feel the way my thoughts make me feel. And I'm starting to see now that whenever I feel an emotion, that's just me thinking a lot. You feel emotions when you think. When you have a feeling, it happens usually when you're dazed off for a meditation or it's like a random dink moment, blank mindedness. And then the thoughts start running and it's like, okay, you're starting to see more now. Like this is caused by that because when this notices that goes off and then this goes there. The chain reaction within the body is a very beautiful thing, but you're learning how to see it now. And seeing it is the first step to being able to control it. And it's showing a consciousness awakening within you where you're able to really pinpoint where shit's coming from and stop it or let it go. You're activating as your third eye now, as the bridge between the two. You're acting as like, okay, so this is the feeling, and then this random fucking thought comes up. I don't want to. You have nothing to do with this. Go away. I want you to go through. I want you to direct this man right here to go somewhere. It was just like it's this whole thing, and this might have been something you were trying to do for a while, but it's like something clicked one day. You just got the hang of it. It's the sun. You were just enlightened by it. It's like, oh shit, you know what? Maybe I do understand it. Maybe I was just hearing this on a wrong day, or when I was listening to it, I was already in just a negative mindset that I wasn't able to break that barrier. But now it's just like, fuck, like that flower shot up like instantly, and now I'm just ready to take off and do these things. And this is that beautiful growing energy. That's why it's been so intense, because the ones that were ready, the ones that are ready, even the ones that aren't, have this seed implanted in them. Some people need to hear it to understand. Some people need to go through that rejection then reflection era. But regardless of how it is, the divine always knows what's best, and the divine will not force you to move forward. The divine will not hold you back. But all that will happen is that seed will grow, and it is up to you to pay attention to it or not, because that seed is going to always grow within the divine. It's just up for the masculine side, your rational side itself, to see it happening and to be consciously aware of knowing, like, that you're more than who you think you are. Whenever I say you are a twin individual, it's not saying that you have like two temples. I'm literally mean you are two separate beings in one body. That's why you're able to talk to yourself. That's why when you talk to yourself, you get a feeling and then you get that thought. The angel and the devil on the shoulders on the Tom and Jerry shows and all those cartoons that have those two figures on the shoulders. That's not there for ha-has and shit. That's to show you you are the head in the middle between two beings that are yapping at you constantly. And you have the decision to listen to one, but that one's not going to do anything against your will. That one's going to sit there and give you advice and just watch things happen. The devil can just yap, yap, yap. That's what the devil does. Your thoughts can be associated with the devil, but not in like a satanic demon way, but in the sense of like temptation. That's why your thoughts tempt you to do shit. They tempt you by creating that emotion, mimicking what a feeling would feel like. Because your thoughts know what that feeling feels like. That's why an emotion exists, is because it can take that energy that a feeling has and turn it into an emotion, turn that emotion to a complete action by manipulating yourself. It's all a mental game. It really is. When you get down into it, it's kind of weird how you like gaslight yourself and manipulate yourself daily. It's really weird when you really start looking into it. You are your worst enemy at some times, but it's not for you to view yourself as an enemy. It's to view that person on the outside of you, well, really on the inside of you, that person on the inside of you that's operating off of like beat in theories and traumas and fears and all sorts of shit, instead of listening to the divine, because it's immediately ignored. Because it's just one of those things that's really beat into us over the years. Like, what was it, like 3,500 years, something like that ago, when religion was a really big thing and you weren't able to break anything of religion or would be just killed. That's a trauma that everyone carries, because the soul remembers it throughout lifetimes, and the brain can read what the soul's doing. The thoughts can read what the soul feels and how it's going on. Like, all these things happen inside of us that we're not really aware of, but it's something that needs to be talked about more, because it's not the universe working against you. It's not people outside of you working against you. At the end of the day, it really is you fighting yourself against listening to the divine. And it sucks to feel that way at the start, because it's like, I'm out here, wanting to follow the divine. I'm out here, doing what I feels like right for the divine. But when it comes to making choices, you depend so much on your thoughts instead of the feeling still. And that's what we're healing. That's the generational traumas. I should have listened to my feelings for this. And death on the bottom too. Seriously, this is a huge change, a huge awakening, a huge transformation, all about with the white horse again. And even look here, you have the baby with the little pony with the white horse, and then you have, here you are with the fool. You're stripped naked of every belief that you have, of every like contradiction that you've had, of every thought you've had. You've had an ego death. Your honor's on the floor. You don't give a fuck about that anymore. You see how far your ego's got you. It's kind of like looking at things not from a pessimistic point of view, but from a more attached version of like damn, you know what? Maybe I should listen to these feelings, and that's what's bringing you to this spiritual maturity. And there's, and all maturity is growth, and the soul is the only thing that matures, not the flesh, not your age, but it's your soul that matures you. The more your soul goes to, the more your spirit goes to, the more it matures, the more it grows, the more you're able to, it's mature manures. It's really the same thing. The more it's able to grow. But this is like what's going on, and it's like really beautiful because you're not only giving yourself grace, but through that strength. And through that strength, you're showing yourself and making yourself aware, subconsciously even, how your thoughts are operating and what's really going on with your thoughts. And it's just one of those beautiful things. Um, it's just, I don't know. I can't really describe it other than how I am, and because again, it's one of those things you can't describe with the human language. This evolution that you've gone through is a feeling. There are no, even the word evolution downgrades it a bit. You know what I mean? Because the feelings that you have are so big. There's not a word like intense. It doesn't matter what words you put on it because it's indescribable. You can only look at it through like a view of how nature operates, and nature does not make a mistake. And it's just one of those things that's like you have to go through it to really understand. And it's that energy that just flows through you that you're really understanding. That's the divine. That's not me. That's not anything that I'm doing. That's the divine running through me. The divine runs through you. You're understanding these things more. The energy that you feel is sent from somewhere, and it's not sent from my thoughts. So where else could it be sent from? From above. That's the only other place where it could be sent from. And it's that beautiful understanding that's really allowing you to open, like quote unquote, open your eyes, your third eye, if you want to say it that way. But it's allowing you to shut your right eye, shut off the physical world, to shut off this ration-minded version of yourself and really see how the divine works. And not how the divine works on the physical realm, and not seeing how some people are super spiritual and they have this and that and other things like that. You're seeing just how beautiful it is to be part of the divine. How you weren't gratifying the feelings that you were having. And that feeling that the divine was giving you, that grace right there, being able to actually feel the things that you felt is beauty. Is the beauty that you've been waiting to see from the divine, but you've been thinking that it hasn't been this entire time. But it's something about that click that's really shown you, oh my God, no, like these are the blessings to be able to feel these highs due to all these lows that I feel, that I've been blocking off for myself. Like that's it. And it's this growing energy where now the divine, since you're feeling it and you're acknowledging it, it's sending more and more and more through you. It's so beautiful. It really is. It's just one of those things. And it's like, it's all because you made a change. You told yourself you weren't going to do something, or you told yourself I wanted to change this, or I wanted to change that. And even if you made a tiny change and then messed up, it doesn't matter. It's the fact that you did it. With the King of Wands, again, like Leo energy with the King. I believe it's Leo. Hold on. Let me get my notes out before I like start saying stuff like that. Cuz I'm still learning all the signs and stuff, and I have cheat sheets upon cheat sheets right now to help me, but I think it's Leo. I think. Let me get to it real quick. Hold on. That is the wrong thing. I don't want to open that. Where did it go? Oh my gosh. Hold on. It's taking me a bit longer than I thought. Let me see here, King of Wands. Come on. Open up, please. It does not want me to check. I guess I'm just needing to move on, but my brain. No, yeah. Yeah, I don't see that. I was feeling it. See, that's an example right there of like trusting your feelings rather than your thoughts, and the divine giving signs and stuff. Because I knew what it was off bat just by the energy. It's just something like you need to get in that flow. And no one's perfect. No one's perfect. It's always good to be an example, because within being the example, you teach not only others but yourself, most importantly. But yeah, this King of Wands Leo energy, it's just, you're, oh my god, it's just so beautiful, because you're leading through. You're pushing through those things that you thought you weren't able to. You're taking lead of your life, and it's like again, it feels like a Solomonic energy where you really were like asking and praying and being like, I want to do this. I want to pay attention to this feminine side of myself. I want to do this. I want to do that. And just saying that to yourself, your thought consciousness goes, there's nothing there. Let me prove it to you. Let me look around and show you that there's no other. Oh, there's a feminine counterpart like right here, and it's talking to me, and I'm just ignoring it. Like, oh shit, so you are a thing that exists. Wow. And then it starts paying attention to it. It's really that, it's just so beautiful. You know when like you get a massage on your shoulders? That's what the divine's trying to do with you. I really feel like, just ease up, like just get yourself ready, because you're more ready for anything than you think you are. And it's just, even if you don't feel like, because for some of you, I'm even speaking to people who are in this mystic energy, and you know these things, but you might be afraid to speak on them because you don't want to come off as rude or like diminishing of other people's beliefs. But it's like, you know this for a fact. You know that these energies are around you. You know that these people need to hear what you have to say, and it's not because you're right. It's just because people need that validation. Not everyone who feels these things, who goes through these things, have had lifetimes in the past that they've gone through. Some people, this is their first lifetime of ever going through these types of experiences, and they feel like they're going fucking crazy out in this place. And they need people who have this experience, these lifetimes of doing these things, to speak up and be like, no, you're literally not crazy. This is what reality is. I need you to just like understand, like, you're fine. Um, Everything's cool. You're just first time experiencing it, which is fine. And that's something that, why you're here. You're at this level of mysticism. You're in this level of hermetist where you're like, you think that the world hates you because of it. And it's like, no, it's because you need to stay in that hermit energy. You're gonna meet people that you resonate with and be with, maybe 1 to 3 people, not that many. But it's not in order to shun you, it's in order because you are the leader. You aren't around many people when you're a leader. You have to lead. You have to show the path. You have to make the path for the people that come across. Everyone's waiting for someone to take the first step. And you know that you're supposed to take the first step, but it's like you're scared to. But you're scared of yourself. You're scared of, oh, if I do this, then I'm gonna feel this way about myself, or I'm gonna this or that. And that doesn't fucking matter, because at the end of the day, the people that understand, the people that need these things are gonna come to you. And that's what you're needing to change. And even if you're not on that level, and you're on the level of like, I need to go on this path and I need to find out, because we're all leaders. At the end of the day, we are all leaders of our own path. That is the thing. We're all going towards one goal, different paths. We're all leaders of different paths. But some people, where soul tribes come in, have similar experiences that they need confirmation for, and they need help through those similar situations, through someone that gets them not on a feeling level, but on a divine level. More to do with like, oh, this is what's happening, or oh, I've gone through this and I've gone through that. It's a spiritual link that you are the actual key to helping this person move forward. And that's what you signed up to do. It's really about saving the world when it comes down to the bare point minimum of it, because everyone's going through this awakening, and there are children who are reincarnating, and they know most of this shit already, and they talk to their parents about Pleiadians and all these other things already, and they're shocked to hell about it. It's because the divine's waking up. And this isn't no I don't know if I can. This is a thing where you know you can, and you just need to do it. And even if you don't feel like you're going to get that much of a reach, it doesn't matter, because that one person that you help on that path, that one person who you tell and confirm like you're not crazy, you were under attack, and these things are happening, and the world really is like the reflection of you, and you need to do these things, and all these other things, that one person could be the one. Not to say that you know, we're at a lower level, but this could be someone that overstands you and then leads more people. It's like you don't understand the divine plan in things. The divine does so many crazy things like this, where they take people who feel insurmountable and they literally bring up the next generation and bring in new minds to help people. Like fuck, like you even hear testimonies of like people like, oh, I saved this person um as a child, and then whenever I was having this deathly illness, they were the one that fucking cured that illness, or they were my doctor or some shit like that, or they saved my child's life. Those things right there are why you do these things, because the divine works to get us closer together, but through the most outlandish, bizarre things, because it's not rational to us. It doesn't make sense, but that's not the case. That's not why we're here, to understand anything. We're here to understand truly how connected we all are, how we all play an integral role in everyone's life, and you don't just meet people on accident. You're destined to meet people. If it sticks out to you and it grabs you, it's part of your destiny to be there. It's part of your destiny to know these things, to experience these things. And it's not to bring you down. It's really the part of your journey to bring you up and to bring others up with you. And that's the whole point of the game. That's why you don't need to have these feelings of, oh, what if I'm seen as mean and whatnot. That's okay. Not everyone's going to like you. Not everyone's going to understand immediately. It takes time to grow into certain things, especially if you're new. You have to remember as well, you're going to feel like you're an adult. You're going to have to step into this role of like being a knight, of like really being the one to move things forward. And you're going to have to sit as a king, and not in like an egotistical sense, but in an energetic sense of like you ruling with an iron fist, but also being fair, because without the king can't exist without a queen. That's why the queen comes first, you know. That's why you tap into yourself, into your own feminine energies, into your own divine, so you can have the queen stabilized within you, so that when you're in this king energy, you're not out ruling and blowing people's doors down. You're actually there telling them what they need to say in this sturdy voice, but also being there as the comforting energy that people need. But this is this big change that's happened with this Lionsgate. Maybe some people, maybe even we're starting this last Lionsgate, and it's coming back again to show you how ready you are. There's something about Facebook memories. I don't know if you like, if you have a Facebook, check out your Facebook memories. It could be something about Lionsgate or around that time where Facebook goes like, hey, remember this, or like Instagram or whatever the fuck you use. Like, check how you were around last time, and not compare it in like a bad way, but look at where you were then and look at where you are now. And think back to where you were mentally, spiritually, emotionally, feeling, however, and just see that growth and be like, damn, you know what? I did a lot within that short period of time. A lot more than a lot of people thought I could, and a lot more than others could too as well. That's right there is key number one. That's first signifier for you to be like, shit, no, this is something I'm supposed to be doing. This is my path, because why would I have such a quick growth? A year is a short time. How the fuck did you grow that much? And it's not because, oh, well, I put effort. No, that's part of the reason, but the main reason is the divine was pushing you forward. The divine was holding your hand. The divine was showing you, hey, you're up next. And being up next isn't being a bajillionaire. Being up next is being up next in the spiritual realm. Being up next is they call your name up on that podium, well, your number, whatever, and they go, hey, you're the next person in line to teach people. Let's get up, let's go. We're going to learn this, and that. We're going to show you these things. We're going to move on. We're going to go boom. And what are you saying? Hold on. What are you talking about, Kelly? I can't even. Hold on. Oh, sometimes you miss who you used to be? Yeah, that's fine. That's normal. Everything's supposed to happen for a reason. If you miss who you used to be, that's not a bad thing. There's just certain parts of you that are still moving on from the past, you know? And it could, it happens for everyone. It happens differently. Don't feel bad about missing. Allow those memories to come back, and like, don't think of them as bad, because your thoughts will make you feel guilty or sad for them. But when you feel them, that nostalgic happy feeling, that, man, I did this and that, and those events were really fun, allow that feeling to come through. Don't allow your thoughts to create this emotion of despair and, fuck, I'll never be that again. Because the wild thing is you've never really changed from that past person. You're still as goofy. You're still going to have those energies around you. You're still going to have those memories. You're still going to be attached to that past person. But it's more of the enlightenment that you gain, the spiritual part of you that knows that even though you're not going to have what you had in the past, you're going to have something that's going to fill those places, but in better reasons, and in better spiritual reasons. You're going to meet more people on your path that resonate with those same energies, and they're going to show you better sides of things. Like, what you experienced was what you experienced back then, and it's like, you're gonna see it's a shift that happens, and you might be in the middle, like where everything's kind of balanced and it's kind of tilted like that, where you're feeling this sad nostalgia, but it's not like tearing you down. It's just like, damn, I wish I did more. And it's like, it's less about doing more externally and doing more internally. What were you missing? What was filling those gaps for you back then? And it's showing you the gaps that are missing spiritually inside of you now, the parts of you that you aren't paying attention. Like, it's just hanging out with people and having fun and going out. You're not going out as much. You're not having as much fun with yourself. And why is that? Get to those groups of things. Get to the deeper understandings of why you got external gratification in those energies, and internalizing them and being like, this is why. And I know maybe I don't enjoy these certain things that I think about whenever I'm by myself. So why do you think about those things? What causes those thoughts to come up? It's all about that internalization of seeing like the the better rather than the lack. And understanding that lack can be filled. That's what it means by like let the Holy Ghost fill you. Let the divine fill you in. Let the divine fill you with those positive emotions, so you can reminisce on them and allow the divine to oh my goodness, flow through you fully. We'll get that sentence out some way or another. um, and when that happens, you'll begin to fill in those gaps, and you'll start thinking off of that feeling, like, hey, so let me do this. I want to do this. I want to go out and do this. I want to go on vacation here. I want to do these activities. I want to pick up these hobbies, things of that nature that are going to be happening. So understanding that as well, because everything, remember, this is the biggest lesson that anyone can learn on this realm, is everything happens for you and not to you. Your rational mind in itself thinks it happens to you because you're feeling it, and that turns that feeling into an emotion. It happens for you, for your growth, for the betterment of yourself. It happens to show you, hey, you're feeling this lack now. This lack can be fulfilled right now. Let me guide you to it. Let me show you where you need to be. And your thoughts will be like, well, since you're lacking it, you're never going to have it, and blah, blah, blah. Don't listen to those thoughts, because you will have it. And you will have it back 10 times better. But here's the 10 of Cups on the bottom as well. And it's all about a reunion between your thought consciousness and your intuitive consciousness and your thought consciousness, because the feminine comes first. And then also between your inner child as well. Your inner child's going to be able to like unite with you, where you're going to be able to be in these past energies and not be so, I don't want to say the word miserable, but the energy of like misery kind of pops up, where you're just kind of sitting and sulking in it instead of like bathing in it. You know what I mean? And it's really about your inner child staying with that childlike energy of like giggling and laughing and dancing around and being in a happy state while looking back on these things. But regardless, that is just a part of the journey, where you really have to understand the things that you miss. It's because you're missing almost that attention, that gratitude that you're receiving externally. And now you're needing to turn to yourself and get that internally, which is very, very possible. Trust me. And that's all part of the journey. That's all That's just another day in the life, let me tell you. Yeah, the King of Swords, being able to rule. Um, oh yeah, listen, I'm telling you, it's always hard. And for me personally, I don't know how it feels to be, missing an actual child. Um, but what I've really come to terms with is a lot of times when you miss a child, um, it can be because of an internal childhood wound. You're missing yourself, or you're not giving yourself the joy of having the childlike energy. And again, like, I don't know the grieving process of losing a child or not, so I'm not fully um I'm not the best person to talk to about that, just simply because I'm on the opposite spectrum of being adopted. So, but it is a lot to do with yourself, and less of seeing your children as yours, but the children as the divines, as you were the womb that carried the divine within you. And it's like understanding that at the end of the day, you truly did all you could, and you're doing all that you can. Um, and just allowing yourself to not put yourself down due to the past, and not allowing fear to overrun you if it's like a co-parenting thing or however, like not allowing this fear or this dark energy to attach yourself to your thoughts and create this emotion of despair, but really allowing yourself to like meditate on the happiness of it, of the joys, and seeing where that will take you. That's really the best advice I have for that, truly. Again, like, I'm not really familiar with the whole children situation, but we have, people in chat that go through the same types of experiences. And as well, if you want, the Google chat, and that's open for everyone as well, the Google chat that I have, if you want to be part of that, where people might have even experiences in there, you can always email me and we got you in there. But that's why we have the Google chat as well, is to like talk to people who have similar experiences, so we're not feeling so by ourselves and alone in a situation, because we have all sorts of people in the group chat that have different experiences, and we all just talk. It's not just like a bad, place where we're learning about things. We go there and people like say, hey, I'm having a bad time, hey, I want to fix this, how do we go about things of that nature. So if you want to, you're always able to join there and get information and tips from other people as well. um oh, I understand that. But yeah, I would, if you are looking for a place to like really, talk about it with people that can resonate, the group chat that I have is a really like beautiful place to join. It's something that like is really close to my heart. It has a lot of good, strong energy. It's very pure energy in there. Like, everyone in there is lovely and just nice. Everyone's in there. There really is no judgment. We all come from different places. We all have different knowledge on things. We're always informing each other on stuff. It's just, if you are needing a place to, email me and I got you. I have to add you through email, but email me. The email's in the description, and ask to be part of the Google chat, chat, and I will 100% add you to it whenever the stream's over. But that is like, honestly, that's probably one of the best things that's come out of this, is really just having an area where we're able to talk and just stuff. And I don't know, there hasn't been a single bad message yet, and it's been up for like almost a straight year, and that makes me happy. So it's just so much. It's a really good place to heal. Yeah, yeah, no worries, no worries. It's all up to you, but it's just one of those things where, like, if I want that to be like known just for everyone as well, like, that is like a safe place if you're looking for one, to even just talk about things that are very personal to you. Like, we're all really trying to help people in there. Um, and no worries, no worries. But yeah, if anyone's wanting to join, just my email's in the description, and just like email me, and I will add you to it. Just ask to join, and I got you. But with the King of Swords, this is all about taking action, with your thoughts, especially after the Ten of Cups. It's about taking action with your thoughts after you've had this unification, running off this feeling of doing something. I appreciate that. I really do. I'm glad I'm able to like help people like laugh and stuff, because listen, this stuff's not very easy to laugh with. Let me tell you, like, It's not easy to laugh at all, but when you're able to laugh at it, it's something it's really transmuting the energy at that exact point when you're able to. But again, just leading forward with these thoughts that you have, these feelings that you have, and letting those feelings run with these thoughts. That is the game plan. Can we get one more card, Divine? Just one more. I feel like we only need that one last one, and we'll be pretty good off. Of course, it's the Hermit. Of course, the card we're gonna leave off with is the Hermit, and then the Star. So it's about digging into yourself for nurturing. With the Star, you are the child, the Divine's child, and it's something about digging deep within yourself, and showing who you really are. And the Hermit isn't about going deep in and searching. The Hermit's about with the lantern. His eyes are closed, the lantern's up. It's not a very bright lantern, it's very dark outside. But that light will attract whatever it needs to. That light is what attracts things up. You're dragging things up instead of instead of searching for things, you're letting them find you instead. And with the Star, like, it's written for you, it's destined for you. You're able to do this. You're able to see these things. You're able to really get the nourishment that you need from the Divine, and not only pour into yourself emotionally, but emotionally. Yeah, you can say that. Yeah, pour into yourself emotionally, but also pour into yourself mentally and thoughtfully. You're able to really water down, like dilute, and with water is all about mother, about your emotions, about soothing. Water is a really good cleansing energy. It's all about the feelings that's going to wash away all these um like thoughts and emotions that are caused by thoughts, and it's going to bring you back into this childlike wonder that the world has to offer. But all in all, this Lionsgate energy is very transformative. It's really like, and again, it's not even feeling, for some of you, this might not even be something that you're aware of. This might even be what's going to happen to you for this Lionsgate. Take this as it is, as it resonates. But it's something about this transformation, even either beginning, or ending, where you're able to like bust out and prove to not only yourself, but to others, and not not in an egotistical way, but you're just gonna pop out and everyone's gonna see it. It's not gonna be something you can put sunglasses on and ignore. It's something that's really gonna show itself, and it's gonna be like, damn, like, you know what? They were right. Like, they could do it all along, and we knew that they could, but why didn't we allow them to? And it's because they don't allow themselves to do it themselves either, and you weren't allowing yourself to do it either. And it's going to be a big awakening, not only for you, but for those around you. But that is the reading. That's what I have for you all. This energy for Lionsgate is different. I'm telling you, this Lionsgate is something different. I believe... No, that was the 1010 portal. The first reading I ever did was on a 1010 portal, and that was weird. that was some other weird energy that was going around on there. But this Lionsgate is very like, it's different. Just all the retrogrades that are happening. It's a beautiful weird. Let me tell you, it's not a weird one. It's not a bad weird. It's just like, well, because weird just means what does it mean? Divine or something, right? Reality. Weird is like fate. No, that's fucking, I don't know. I can't remember the actual definition of weird right now. my my brain has clicked on, so I can't necessarily talk the way I'm wanting to. But thank you all so much for being here. I love you all so much. To the moon and back. Again, if you're wanting to be part of the Google group chat, or like have a reading, or any of the other things I offer, there's a Google sheet in the description, or you could email me and I got you. Regardless, thank you all for the likes, comments, shares, subscribes, donations, energetic and financial, doesn't matter. They are all very much appreciated. But I love you all, to the moon and back, tenfold and forever, and I will see you.